And we should be live now. Yep, there we go. So yeah, as the title implies, today I'll be playing Battleship most likely, well, for the most part. To just grind my German tree a little bit more. Although I'm open to play anything else, so if requested. Let's just activate a booster, because why not? And get right into it. I do at least already have the basics on my Grafspee. So there are definitely some more upgrades I'd like to have. With a bit of luck, I might get them today. Mediterranean for the first match isn't too bad, I quite like the map. Just hope we get a bit of a downturn instead of an up tier. Let's see, is it Helena's or Moffat's that'll spawn on my team? One Moffat. Are there more? Garcia is 5-7 as well. Frank Knox, we might be in luck. Progress speed, I do want my secondaries bound together with my main guns. And it does seem like we have a down tier on our hands. Of course, down tier does still mean 5-7. And I do see an enemy Belfast. So the Belfast will be our first target. Surprised that's out of fire immediately, but oh well. Let's repair what little damage we got. And get a move on again. I really need to get that rangefinder upgrade as soon as possible. Because of a reel as long as this, you really don't want to miss because of a poor rangefinder. Friendly. Oh! Ah. Well then. That is somebody I know. Let's support him, shall we? I think I just undershot that Belfast, didn't I? It's turning away, yeah. I think I'll actually keep going on my original heading towards Bravo. But Belfast is turning away. No longer a threat. It should hit the Moffat. That could have been a good sell, just a slight bit too high. Let's use the secondaries. There's also an early Prinz-Eugen about. That's fine, and I don't care about you, Moffat. Because you're most likely a bot anyways. What are you? Oh look, another Moffat. Those shells look fine, actually too far behind. The ranging looked okay though. Oh, there's two of them right next to each other. Okay. That complicates things a little bit. There's an enemy Eugen. Let's see if we can get the frontal magazine, and those shells are not looking too bad. Ooh, those are pretty good actually. Just a little bit too far back to get the magazine. I should probably just be going for Krugels instead of these lucky magazine shots. That Moffat is reversing straight into my gun sight. So we'll give him a reward for doing that, although I'm missing horribly. It should be more like it. Or Vader can take the kill, that's fine as well. I know that he's been grinding his Japanese ships for a player run event possibility in the near future. Don't really have any good targets in front of us right now. We just full steam ahead towards Bravo.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
That's at Prinz-Eugen, we shot it earlier. Should be pretty low, as long as we hit the right spots. That was one of the right spots. A little bit higher would have been better. I'm most likely just going to push this friendly Moffat out of the way. Ooh, another Eugen by the looks of it. Oh, that's a Graf Spee, an enemy one. Okay. Let's see if we can detonate it. That's going to be too far forward. Let's call it out.
Somebody attack him!
block that salvo might detonate them. Oh. What do we have here? A Moffat. And it's dead. Where's the cap? There's the cap. Okay, it's on our side. Let's forget and wipe it on Mediterranean port. Another torpedo launcher just got knocked out, but that's no problem. And game's already over. I barely did anything. Getting this cap would be a nice bonus though. Yeah, one player left. They have no players left. That was quick. That was 5 minutes.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
I think the time limit is 5 minutes, or is it 25, or is it 30? I don't remember. One of them was daring enough to respawn.
Full effort and victory will be ours.
There's a Frank Knox right in front. And I think I really need to get some engine upgrades from a graph speed, don't I? 45 kph is a bit sad. That was an incredibly short match. Oh well, we did at least win it. I guess. Let's finish it off and then go for engine upgrades. And we'll continue, although... Yeah, we'll just continue. Mediterranean port again, and by the looks of it, the same side of it. Karlsruhe again, but yep, this time we get an up tier. Oh boy. Did I must have hold on. I cut out my crew voices for some reason. There it is.
Ruder auf Null. Hi, Ruder auf Null.
I'm gonna be a bit louder.
Temperaturstation. Kritische Krängung Steuerbord. Ziel identifiziert. Leichter Kreuzer. 11.000 Meter. Volle Kraft. Leichter Kreuzer! Backbomber! 11.000 Meter!
Thank you very
identifiziert.
That is a pretty alright hit. Got one transmissions. Problem is that I'm getting rammed by the Helenas. Oh, the bot Helenas.
Kontrolle an den Stationen.
Let's see. I have to come to a halt to let the Helena in front of me pass. Now I can go full throttle again.
Höchstgeschwindigkeit.
And I need to get into cover as soon as possible.
Backbord! 10.000 Meter!
What's the actual range to target? Around that range, okay. Ooh, nice. I should really play the Nevada as well, since I'm not really in the mood to play it, since it's the last ship I had for my American Blue Water to research. But I should really play it. At least get like the basics, you know, VT on the 5-inch guns, AP on the main guns, parts on FP.
Ziel identifiziert. Schwere
That is a Des Moines. And that is way too much lead. I am not going that fast.
Backbord! 9.000 Meter! Wir sind unter der Wasserlinie weggeflogen! Beinahe Treffer! Reparatur! Kontrolle! Wasserdichtigkeit wiederherstellen!
Let's see where the secondaries land.
Direkter Treffer! Reparaturtrupp! Schadenskontrolle beginnen! Feind!
And there we go, detonation on the Des Moines.
Direkter Treffer! Ei, Backbord steuern! Ruder, Steuerbord! Ei, Steuerbord steuern!
I mean, if you have both a Helena and a Des Moines, that's a pretty solid lineup, if you can play them well.
8.000 Meter!
Like, I don't really like the Des Moines much, but against the zombie ships, it's a beast of a cruiser. It does very well against sinking Helenas. Especially if you have the premium version as well, it's going to earn you a lot of SL.
Kreuzer!
Yeah, like,
8.000 Meter!
between the two ships, the Des Moines and Helena, I think Helena is the better one. But if you have both, ooh, that's meaty.
Leichter Kreuzer! 180!
Although in general there are very few premium ships that aren't good.
Leichter Kreuzer! Backbord! 8.000 Meter!
I don't know if you've... Well, seeing as you're researching the Nevada, you have played stuff like the Fargo, Cleveland, maybe even the Brooklyn. Those 6-inch guns, though, they do very, very well. So putting them on a premium cruiser is going to earn you a lot of SL and a lot of RP. Although I don't have the Helena myself either.
Ei, Ruder hart Backbord! Leichter Kreuzer! Backbord! 7.000 Meter! Getroffen! auf Null.
Ei, Ruder auf Null.
Yeah. I find the Cleveland and Fargo to be better than the Brooklyn anyways. God knows if there will be attack through Des Moines. I think there's only one Des Moines class left, isn't there?
Feind von Granaten getroffen!
Which I keep forgetting the name about. It's the one that actually still exists as a museum ship, I think. Or is it not that one? What's the name of the ship again?
Voraus. 6000.
Salem, that's the one, Mag. Thank you.
Ruder Backbord.
Ei, Backbord steuern.
Feind getroffen! Feind ist getroffen!
I don't really know what American planes would be good to use. Yeah, the B-7 is good for Japan. A lot of planes are good for Japan. The B-7 being... I've become more a fan of the P-1Y1 because it's faster. Although it is of course a bigger aircraft.
Leichter Kreuzer.
And it doesn't have the offensive 20 mils. The B-7 is a solid choice. For the Americans, I find their fighters often to be better, like the Corsair or the F-6F. With the two 1000 pounders. And some H4s.
Leichter Kreuzer. Voraus. 5000 Meter.
I think. So that's way too much lead again.
Feind getroffen!
Schadenskontrolle. Brennende Abteile unter Kontrolle bringen.
It's the AM1. Although maybe next up the torpedoes from aircraft will be a bit more potent, but I'm not entirely sure.
Ei, Backbord steuern. Leichter
Torpedoes haven't been the way, like, the go-to weapon for a while, especially against bigger ships.
Direkter Treffer!
Yeah, there has been... What I always find funny about talks about, like, combined arms between ground and naval is you have a surprising amount of ground players that think it's a good idea for battleships to be in the same battlefield as tanks.
Reparaturtrupps an die Schadenskontrolle.
And believe me, it is not.
Abteile auspumpen.
Ooh, another enemy Des Moines.
Schadenskontrolle an den Stationen.
Leichter Kreuzer. Voraus. 4000 Meter.
That's this Douglas guy, isn't it? Yep. Wait for repairs to be finished to decrease reload, and it's again way too much lead.
Ei, Ruder hart Backbord. Ei, Ruder auf Null.
Wir wurden beschädigt!
Ziel identifiziert. Leichter Kreuzer.
160! 5000 Meter!
You don't want ships to be the first spawns for tank battles, that's for sure.
Direkter Treffer!
I think the thing, like, ground players only don't really realize about tanks is just the range difference between the two. Like, I'm 4.5 kilometers away from this Helena, and this is close range for a cruiser.
Voller Kraft zurück.
A co-op experience might be interesting, yeah. In a PvP sense, ships against tanks is just no. Don't even try.
3000 Meter.
Feuer auf feindlichem Schiff gesichtet! Allied forces have captured a zone.
If I wasn't something with a high rate of fire, this Helena would be dead already. I need to back up and quick. Because that's a battleship. Yeah. So we're up there to 6-7. And our team has no 6-7s. Very interesting. And seeing as those are only 2 light cruisers left, I am not going to respawn in the ship. And yes, my plan is to go get the Poltava. Granted that I'm not actually that good at bombing battleships. The reason I have a Ju-88 in the lineup is because it's a dive bomber with a bomb sight. Poltava does have some anti-air by the looks of it. The problem is the Helena right behind them. The Poltava's firing HE at people, okay. I wouldn't call them overpowered. It's just that we literally don't have a single battleship and they have that. I know how to dodge anti-air, don't worry. Thing is, I'm not worried about the 40 mils or the 20 mils, I'm worried about the 5-inch VT shells. Actually, I'm slightly worried about the 40 mils, I'm not gonna lie. And, oop. 500 away as well. Okay, and there goes a plane. But it gets some hits, although it seems I blew up on the armor instead of next to the water. I did get a cap, but I do not think we have players left, do we? No. However... Oh, hold on. 4-meter depth stroke. We are going to be hunting us a whale.
Leichter Kreuzer. Voraus 5000 Meter.
Kampfstationen, Feind gesichtet.
The problem is the second those AI Helenas spot me, I'm going to get lit up.
Ziel identifiziert. Leichter Kreuzer.
160, 7000 Meter.
That's a Poltava, okay.
Leichter Kreuzer. Backbord 5000 Meter.
Ruder, Backbord.
Ei, Backbord steuern.
The Crunchshot is a very good battlecruiser, yeah. But even then... Like, the Crunchshot has very good guns, but her armor isn't that good. Well, I say not that good, it's still 230mm thick.
Gefährliche Untiefen voraus.
Motoren, volle Kraft rückwärts.
Leichter Kreuzer. Voraus 500 Meter.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a mine as well.
Ei, Steuerbord steuern.
I'll drop both. There's the Poltava.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Ziel identifiziert. Kampfschiff.
160.
Kampfship is not the right word for battleship in German, but oh well.
Voraus
Oh, they're chicken.
3000 Meter.
What I'm going to...
The victory will be ours.
I want to get as close as possible, but I'm afraid of those Helenas.
Identifiziert. Kampfschiff.
Especially since he just knocked out my last AI.
1000 Meter.
Although he has more spawns. Please don't look over here. It is a pretty neat little bit. The thing is, I'm hunting something I really don't
Leichter Kreuzer.
like hunting.
Steuerbord. 3000 Meter.
What's the payload again? 300 kilos, that's fine. I do have a 4-meter depth setting as well. The battleship seems unaware of my presence. The cruisers, on the other hand, do seem aware. I can launch, but I want to get closer.
Ruder, Backbord.
Aye, Backbord
I'll
steuern.
launch one, just in case. But I need to get closer. Doesn't matter if he gets a zone, I still have another one. And the capture point is on the other side of the island for him. There we go. It does not matter when I fire or not. I'm losing this match anyways. I'm not respawning because there's that and I'm alone. I don't think I will. Because I'll probably bleed out also with a bit of luck. They're fast torpedoes. There goes a torpedo hit, and it did, predictably, next to nothing.
Drängung Backbord.
Don't have any backups on the V990.
Besser Auftrieb.
Can't get any other planes out.
Alle Mann
So yeah,
von Bord.
that's just it. Because there's at least, yeah, there's 5 Helenas I can see here, and I know there's a few more over there as well, so that's 6. 6 Helenas and a Poltava. I am not gonna respawn. Yeah, 300 kilos of TNT is actually not heavy enough to sink a battleship. Especially with just one torpedo.
Alle Mann von Bord.
I don't think we need to sit here and wait. We know the match is lost. So back to the hangar and we'll see what happens. The mechanic you're talking about, Jared, is I believe you have to hit one player with your main guns. That's what you have to get hits with your main guns, is what you need to do. I assume a torpedo hit would count as well, though I'm not too sure. Yep, there we go, defeat. Got to do the armament training or targeting. I think I am going to go with improved rangefinder first, then mobility. But yeah, I'm doing 5-7. Does Germany even have 6-0? It doesn't. So yeah. Sure. I'll just launch into my next one then. I still have 3 repairs on my spare, don't I? Oh, I don't. I think I just run out. Yeah. Because it was cheaper. Spay was cheaper to research than Hipper. I believe. Yeah, I think it was 220,000 compared to 270,000. This is definitely going to be a Helena match. But I'm going to wait to see where they spawn. Des Moines and Helenas, yep. They spawn center, we spawn center as well then.
Schiff für die Seefahrt sichern.
Let's zoom the map out a bit.
Höchstgeschwindigkeit.
We have...
Aye, Backbord
Okay, we
steuern.
have a Des Moines, we can try and snipe that.
Schwerer Kreuzer.
240. 14.000 Meter.
Leichter Kreuzer. Voraus. 13.000 Meter.
Kampfstationen. Feind gesichtet. Ruder, Backbord.
Alarm. Luftangriff.
It's calling out an enemy aircraft, but I don't know which one that would be. choose that for the lead. Let's see what happens. Oh, for the German one, that does the German fighter plane is quite good for that catapult plane, because it has two 20 mils as well. That lead was roughly broke, but I just need to get the range right. That's too much lead, isn't it? Yep. Because the target is slowing down. Coming to a halt by the looks of it. The Spurs on the front turret salvo looks pretty good. The lead looks too far in front again because the guy's reversing. And I just cannot get the lead straight. Is he going forwards again? Is he juking? Yeah. Yep, he is playing around with his speed by the looks of it. God damn it. Yeah, the Japanese is one of the fastest float planes, but it doesn't do much when you have to fight other float planes. The Moines is now going bow in, so it's going to be a pretty useless target for me to shoot at. There is another Des Moines. So let's try him. There's no smoke coming from his funnel, so he's stationary. So I aimed a bit further behind. Needed to aim more behind, apparently. Okay, that salvo should be fine, the one I fired. That's looking pretty good. Is the range good? Too low. Okay. I need better targets. Although, I just got that one.
Ziel identifiziert. Leichter Kreuzer.
Where is the... That is the other one, isn't it? Yep.
Leichter Kreuzer.
That's that Des Moines.
3000 Meter.
That's a Howler going bow in.
Ziel identifiziert. Leichter Kreuzer.
I don't know. Because I don't use SAP. Ever.
Ei, Steuer über Steuer.
Ziel identifiziert.
I guess it's... I don't know, I have always preferred more penetration over more explosive power. Okay, which one is shooting me?
Leichter Kreuzer.
This guy.
Motoren, 2 Drittel.
Let's see, I think... That should be good.
Leichter Kreuzer. Voraus. 10.000 Meter.
Just a bit too much. And I just turned the other way again, but I think... Let's do another grand. also need to slow down because I'm leading the pack and I do not like doing that in a cruiser. Especially one as fragile as Graf Speer. Just want to keep an eye out on Des Moines, but he seems to still be bowing.
Schwerer Kreuzer! Hinter uns! 4000 Meter!
Wir wurden beschädigt! Direkter Treffer! Feindliches Schiff brennt! Direkter Treffer!
I'm gonna keep an eye out to see what else is shooting me, but I don't think much is.
Feindliche Krängung und Geschwindigkeitsverlust!
Okay, now I'm pretty much back in the pack again.
Wir wurden beschädigt!
That one is sinking.
Motoren, Höchstgeschwindigkeit.
I should be able to hammer the Des Moines, I think. So let's get a ranging shot in with the secondaries
Meter!
Motoren, anhalten.
and try and get an ammo rack.
Naturtrupps an die Startkontrolle.
Much lead apparently.
Blutete Abteil auspumpen.
It's going very slow.
Beinahe Treffer!
No, the Spey has the same caliber guns, but they're shorter. So the Scharnhorst has more penetration on its main guns.
Ei, Steuerbord, Steuer!
Direkter Treffer!
I'll try and go forward. Get a bit of better angle on this Des Moines.
Wir wurden beschädigt!
Yeah, the Scharnhorst is still a very good battle.
Kontrolle
Yep.
beginnen.
Well, a battle cruiser, it's an actual battleship.
Feind getroffen!
The Des Moines is flooding quite severely.
Ruder, Haken, Steuerbord.
I am curious to see what this economy stuff is going to be. That's next week, isn't it, that they said they were going to release their changes or their revision, or whatever.
Ei, Backbord, Steuer!
Feind ist getroffen! Feindliche Krängung und Geschwindigkeitsverlust!
Yeah, they're going to release the roadmap on the 14th, I think they said. Which is next Wednesday. I'm not going to shoot that Des Moines if it's going to stay like that.
Ziel identifiziert.
Let's shoot at the Chapayev instead.
260! 9000 Meter!
Am I locked onto the correct ship? I think I'm locked onto the thing on the back, am I?
Ziel identifiziert. Leichter Kreuzer.
6000 Meter! Direkter Treffer! Feindliche Krängung und Geschwindigkeitsverlust! Feindliches Schiff versenkt! Feind
Final blow on that guy, that's always good to see.
Hinter uns! 5000 Meter!
Gonna ignore the Des Moines for the time
Ziel
being.
identifiziert. Leichter Kreuzer.
There we go, now I'm locked onto the
240!
Chapayev.
8000 Meter!
Alles Backbord.
Ei, Ruder hart Backbord! Ei, Ruder auf Null!
Well, yeah, that is indeed what the roadmap is.
Von Granaten getroffen.
Is they're going to just tell us what they're planned to do.
Our victory is near.
Mein Mann!
Ziel identifiziert. Leichter Kreuzer.
240. 7000 Meter. Feind von Granaten getroffen.
It should be a sinking Chapayev.
Ziel identifiziert.
Switch to the Helena.
Leichter Kreuzer.
7000 Meter. Direkter Treffer.
Okay, got a kill on a Zhelezhnikov, same thing. To my eyes, at least.
Ziel
It should be a sinking Helena.
Leichter Kreuzer.
So on to the next again. We don't have much left.
Alles Steuerbord.
Ei, Ruder hart Steuerbord. Ei, Ruder auf Null.
And there they go.
Hinter uns. 7000 Meter.
Ruder Steuerbord.
I'm still surprised at how fast these turrets rotate on the Graf Speer.
Ei, Steuerbord steuern.
Feind von Granaten getroffen.
Did the Spey always have these internal armor plates that are destructible? Never noticed that.
Granaten getroffen.
Ruder auf Null.
Feind getroffen.
Also, just an FYI, I'd prefer if people kind of don't talk about economy changes until we see what's gonna happen to them. There's no point in getting your hopes up or getting speculative if we know they're going to bring the news out in like less than 5 days.
Granaten getroffen.
And the lucky thing, I hope, because I am actually going to go out and help my relative out again next Wednesday, is I'll be streaming again next Wednesday, and then we can talk about it to our heart's content.
Feindliche Krängung und Geschwindigkeitsverlust.
And that's a dead Helena again, and that should be their last one.
Temperaturtropf an die Schadenskontrolle. Geflutete Abteile auspumpen. Schadenskontrolle an den Stationen.
Keep it up and
Well, no, it's not. It's just I've heard enough about it already. And I'd rather just wait and see what'll happen, and then we can talk about it.
Wir wurden beschädigt.
And that should be it, yep. Of course, of course. But I always find that people tend to kind of talk quite vaguely about fixes. And I just... it is also a bit of a... how do I say this? I personally haven't had a problem with the economy in years, but that's because I mainly play naval and I've had a premium account for several years now. I will say I do remember getting genuinely annoyed and frustrated with the economy back when I played free-to-play and grinded out some tech trees. Come on, game, start ticking down. Yeah. Alright, chicken. I'm just gonna wait this game out. See what happens. The enemy team has a total of 1 kill. Impressive. Köln and Nuremberg. Nuremberg is better, has a high rate of fire.
Besiegt, melde den Sieg ans Hauptquartier.
I believe that's the one. Yeah. Is it Nuremberg? Yeah, it is. Nuremberg is the better of the three. Best of the three. Not even for anti-air. Nuremberg genuinely has a much faster rate of fire than the Köln does. Let me actually just do my research stuff here and I'll show you. So Köln, if we go to crew, we go to gunners, main gunnery. So 9.75 to 7.5 seconds. Nuremberg is 6.5 to 5. That is a big jump in rate of fire. And I think... does it out-reload the American cruisers? Let me check. Where is my... I think I do have... let me just double check one of my... there we go, Brooklyn. No, gunners. Yeah, that out-reloads the American light cruisers. Like, Nuremberg has a very fast rate of fire. But yeah. Chicken. Could you send me a message or something? I think you're... yeah, there you go. I do know it, but it's just... you know what, hold on. Wait, I do have you on my friends list. I just looked over it. Whoops. Invite squad. And off we go. African Gulf isn't the worst map. Although in a cruiser you do spawn 7 kilometers away from the other team. But let me just look, is it Helena's or Moffat's? Oh. Hello there, Tyrael. And we're doing just fine. And it seems like I'm gonna get a down tier in the Eugen. Although I do want to just wait and see. Yeah, I think it's a down tier. Ooh boy.
Alle Mann auf Gefechtsstation. Motoren, Höchstgeschwindigkeit.
That is a Panzer... no, it's Northampton. I want to say.
Backbau.
Hi, Backbord steuern.
Pensacola has 4 turrets.
10.000 Meter.
I think it's a Northampton.
Kampfstationen, Feind gesichtet.
There's our destroyer. Oh, that's a cruiser.
Leichter Kreuzer.
I want to say a... Omaha? Looks like an Omaha to me.
Ziel identifiziert. Schwerer Kreuzer.
Genuinely, I have not played the Akoma in a long time.
Bruder hart.
And I think I might replay it when next update comes out. To see if it has the changed damage model as well. Shall seem fine, a bit high, yep.
Radbekämpfung an die Startposition! Rettende Abteile unter Kontrolle bringen!
It is a pre-threat. The thing is, it's not a battleship. The Ikoma is a armored cruiser. It's not even a battle cruiser. It's genuinely one of the oldest ships we have in game. It's a bit weird. Like, the main guns aren't particularly good. It also has very few of them. The secondaries can be surprising though, especially if you get into close quarters. But you also don't have that much armor. They can't take a lot of shells. Don't need to repair, so I'm not going to. I really need to deal with the American cruiser though. Thing is, I don't think you can detonate these American cruisers. Except for the shell rooms, of course. In a sense, you'd think that, but the difference between having 6 guns per broadside and 4 is very noticeable. And the Ikoma is also a lot slower. The secondaries, I would say, are a bit better than the Ikoma, but it's a very different ship. It's a very, very different ship compared to the Graf Speer. The armor on the Ikoma is pretty thin. I think it's... Is it even above 200? I don't remember. But I do remember it being very thin. I can look into it after this battle. Seems one of my main gun barrels have been damaged, so let's just repair. Yeah. Although it seemed from the dev server that casemates are not going to be that vulnerable to high explosive anymore. So I'm definitely going to have to take the Ikoma out for a spin after the next update. As well as most of my other Japanese battleships. I do need to get the Ise at some point. I think I should be trying to capture Alpha, though I'm not that worried about it. It's gonna die. Next up, Omaha. Yeah, it was a Portland, yeah, that's the one. Alrighty. Seems I'll have to deal with that side then. Things I don't know if they're actually the destroyers I'm currently looking at, if they're behind an island or not. Because it hasn't loaded in properly. They are not, okay. They're capturing Alpha anyways. Yeah, I see it. A lot of them are going to see. Those shells would be good if the dispersion was good. If they're all quite high and a bit off. Let's repair the secondaries. There's another Moffat. Those shells look decent. We're almost. To stop the repairs and get that fire under control. Okay, this is bad. I think I want to fire. Torpedoes. Okay, that means there's a player ship in the area. Probably the guy I'm shooting at, actually. He's trying to knock out my rear turret by the looks of it. That was the guy in the cruiser we just sank a bit earlier. torpedoes. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, stop the repairs. I'm shocked I'm still afloat. Because I ate a lot of torpedoes just now. Fire's under control. Start the anti-flooding. I only got one hull. I genuinely don't know how I survived all those torpedoes. I just don't know. And bridge repair for some reason still counts as a normal repair, which annoys the ever-loving hell out of me. And I still refuse to believe it's a feature, since it was never noted in any of the change logs. German destroyer. Oh, that's a Z40. Is it this 46 as a premium, or this is the 47? Okay.
Motoren, Höchstgeschwindigkeit.
I ate like 6 torpedoes. How did I only have one hull? When your bridge, how do I say this? When I talk about normal repair, I mean this repair, right? The repair that repairs your guns, your turrets, your torpedo tubes, everything. Oop, lost an accidental torpedo. For some reason, when you lose your bridge, it repairing is the same as activating your toolkit. It'll take the same time as activating your toolkit if you incur damage, and it'll also put a penalty on the other repair times. Even though it didn't always used to do that. And I at one point just did it, and has never stopped doing it. And it's really stupid. Like the things before, it was just like a 10 second, 15 second timer of your bridge being knocked out, and that was fine. But it didn't always used to influence your other repairs. It is not an intended feature, Mag. I have never seen it in actual, like, notes, update notes. It is not an intended feature. I'm never going to believe it. Not for a word. Not for a second. If you can find me the official patch note that says it's an intended feature, I'd believe it in a second, but I've never seen it. So I'm always going to call it a bug. Yeah. The thing is, this cruise skill is a lie, because you can never, ever, like, get a no penalty for all repairs. God damn it, really? I lost all my crew already. Okay, because my turn, I can't get my turret down. And because my flooding is on that side, I can't get a turret down either. Oh well. I'll just launch the torpedoes in that direction. I hope we'll hit something at some point. I never do things at the same time either. Only with my Japanese crews I would dare do things at the same time. Because they're max level. Yeah. It does include bridge repair, okay. The thing is, still, I never saw it in like an official patch note or anything, that bridge repairs became a normal repair. So that's why I find it so suspicious. Yeah, that's what I do as well. Another enemy torpedo just whizzed past. I really didn't do too well. Then again, the matchmaking is actually not that good for Grashby anymore. It doesn't... The kind of ships that Grashby likes to fight are like 5.3 and 5.7 cruisers. Like, destroyers are a bit too small and a bit too nimble for the Grashby to reliably engage. Whilst Helenas are just too much of a pain in the ass, but that's for any cruiser, I guess. course, the Leopard got sunk before any of my shells hit. That's a Mitcher.
Ruder auf Null.
Somebody attack him!
Ooh, that is, again, that's still the only ship I really regret not getting when the event came around. I think that thing was an event ship before I really got into naval. It's such a... It's one of the very few actually unique event ships. It doesn't have repair kit requirements though. You can repair a bridge without the repair kits. It's just weird. It's also stupid that repairing your bridge takes the same length as if you were to press your repair kit button at that point. So it'll take up the like if you lost your all your turrets, your bridge repair will take the same amount of time as if you were to press your toolkit button. That's repairing all your turrets, but it doesn't repair all your turrets, it just repairs your bridge, which is stupid. Bridge repair was not manual before, it was automatic as well, it just wasn't a repair. There's another Pensacola up.
Ziel identifiziert.
Another first Pensacola.
260, 7000 Meter. Wir wurden beschädigt.
I think my AP shells are not even fusing on that Mitcher.
The Allied forces have captured a zone.
Ooh, Wilkinson. The better Mitcher. Enemy aircraft up.
Ziel
P6, no.
Bomber.
P25, okay.
340, 11.000 Meter. Direkter Treffer.
Ruder Backbord.
Ja.
Backbord steuern. Zerstörer. Voraus. 8000 Meter.
I'm still baffled by the fact Miyoko's a 5.7. That makes no sense. Except for maybe the poor survivability, the poor layout of crew compartments, but that's weird.
Wir wurden beschädigt. Direkter Treffer.
Yeah, now to think of it, Kako is probably the best 4.7 cruiser. If I go through my memories of all the 4.7s. I think I'm forgetting one. A very good one, but I don't think I am. Miyoko is also currently the only Japanese ship I do not own. One day, when it goes on sale, I'll get it. It's still weird. It makes no sense for Miyoko to be 5.7. Oh. Okay.
Wir wurden beschädigt.
There goes my entrance for a second, apparently. All shells hit the rock. Yeah, for you it has. For me it hasn't. I've not been doing too well in the spay. The guns are a bit awkward to me.
4000 Meter.
Because they are very hard-hitting guns, it's just... I don't face enough targets where these guns become useful. One actually have to think to get the sap rounds soon. And my internet is dying by the looks of it.
Ziel identifiziert. Schwerer Kreuzer. Peilung. 240, 4000 Meter. Radbekämpfung an die Schadenskontrolle.
I don't have sap, that's the thing. I don't have sap on the main guns yet. It seems I really need to take some for destroyers.
Feind vernichtet. Kurs.
I was going to take a look at the Ikoma, wasn't I? To remember what kind of armor it has. Let's see, can I actually get SAP for it? Probably should get SAP because that's been struggling. Very nice. Yeah. A handful of a cell. Ikoma. Ikoma. What was Ikoma again? Actually, I have it in my lineup. 5 inches of armor. Yeah, that is... Yikes. For a battle cruiser. At its thickest, below the waterline, it gets 177. Yeah, literally entire super circle. This is just a void. There's no armor here at all in the middle. And the rest is just 127. Of course, even the Barbats aren't really that thin, that thickly armored. Is there another Barbat below it? No, that's just literally it. So yeah, pretty poorly armored. No, 177 at the thickest, below the waterline. Across most of the sides is 127 for the Ikoma. And that is not thick when fighting other battleships. Even heavy cruisers can punch through that quite reliably, 177. That's worse than I remembered as well. Oh, let's go again.
Alle Mann auf Gefechtsstation. Motoren.
Down there? Question mark?
Alles Steuerbord.
Aye, Bruder Hart,
Could be.
Steuerbord.
I'm actually load the high explosive if it's down there. Yep.
14.000 Meter.
Kampfstationen. Feind gesichtet.
Yeah. It's just a strange playstyle for 5.7.
Ziel identifiziert.
I say load the HE and there's 2 Oygons right in front of me.
240. 12.000 Meter.
Yeah.
Schwerer Kreuzer. Voraus. 13.000 Meter.
I think I will go behind the island if I can, though. Because I get the feeling that those are actual players.
Ziel
Are they?
identifiziert.
No, they're not. They're not the squad.
Peilung. 240. 12.000 Meter.
I cannot get behind the island anymore.
Aye, Bruder
Front it is.
Alles Backbord.
Yeah.
Aye, Bruder Hart, Backbord.
And I am going to be assaulted by 2 Oygons. Which for some reason have really potent secondary guns against enemy cruisers.
Bruder Backbord.
Aye, Backbord steuern. Schwerer Kreuzer. Voraus. 11.000 Meter.
Ziel identifiziert. Schwerer Kreuzer.
Peilung. 240.
It is, if you have one. Which I don't. It's usually not really something I put a priority on. Getting seaplanes.
Feind getroffen.
Because I find the situations where you can safely launch a seaplane to be quite slim. Quite few.
Wir wurden beschädigt.
Because in this case I would never launch a seaplane. Because I'm fighting 2 heavy cruisers. And they require my full attention.
Echter Treffer.
Now if I were to get myself into cover behind this giant rock in front of me, then I'd launch my scout plane.
Bruder Steuerbord.
Aye, Steuerbord steuern. Feind von Granaten getroffen.
Yeah, no, Yubari does not have a plane.
Zerstörer.
If you're thinking about getting Yubari, don't. Genuinely, don't. Do not ever think about buying Yubari. Unless you're specifically a collector, because those... I swear to God, what the snail has done to my Japanese stream.
Schadenskontrolle an den Stationen.
The Japanese 140mm gun is just god-awful.
Bau beschädigt! Das Schiff ist außer Kontrolle! Feindliche Granaten getroffen!
So if you're ever thinking of getting a premium Japanese ship with that 140 on it, just don't. Because you're not going to be able to use it.
Direkter Treffer!
I mean, I still also kind of like the Yubari, but it's a shadow of what it used to be able to do.
Ist außer Kontrolle!
God damn it. Yeah, my bridge is out, right? Can't control my ship.
6000 Meter!
And it doesn't matter if I stop my repairs now, because I'll just continue anyways, because bridge repair.
We're ahead of the enemy.
Come on.
Alles
Nope, I've got control again.
Ruder hart Backbord!
What am I actually repairing now? Funnels? No clue what I just repaired, but it will.
Ruder auf Null.
Aye, Ruder auf Null.
Yep, now the Spinzorgans are going to just shoot up
Aye, Steuerbord,
our AIs. Not all. All the Japanese ones are. The thing is,
6000 Meter.
when it comes to like the difference between light and heavy cruisers, it really depends on the nations. Because different nations have different doctrines when it comes to light and heavy cruisers. Like for some nations, the difference between a light cruiser and a heavy cruiser is practically zero, other than just the gun caliber. Like the Americans, for example. Whilst with... Is there a difference like that for the British as well? I don't think so. The British also have similarities between light and heavy. But the Japanese... And I think the Italians as well. Although I'm not sure about the Italians. Some nations made their light cruisers like destroyer leaders, whilst the heavy cruisers were actual fleet units. I think Italy did something similar. Although I think that with like those 135mm cruisers. Oh, what's that one cruiser called again that we have in game? Not the Etna. The Etna is an anti-air cruiser, but the other one.
Zerstörer! Voraus! 5000 Meter.
Yeah, the Omas are also supposed to be like destroyer leaders. But the thing is, America didn't stick with the doctrine for the light cruisers. Regolo, that's the one, Mag. Thank you. Attilio Regolo.
Ruder Steuerbord.
Aye, Steuerbord steuern.
But yeah, Japan stuck with that doctrine throughout the entire war, where their light cruisers were all just leaders of other ships. The one exception you could say is the pre-refit Mogamis, but that's not quite the same. Yeah, you don't see many Nurembergs, but that reload rate is very dangerous. Look, my first actual target.
Ruder hart.
Load the HE.
Aye, Ruder hart Steuerbord. Zerstörer! Voraus! 6000 Meter.
Start laying into that Jukumo, Shimakaze.
Aye, Ruder auf Null.
Who knows? Yeah, there is a De Guetroin in this game as well. Somewhere. Yeah, Ubar is also a bit of a different case. she was a testing platform for like a light cruisers. What equipment was it actually they tested on it? I don't remember. That destroyer is slowing down, I think, so myself I might miss. It did not miss.
Geschwindigkeitsverlust.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Ruder, Backbord!
Ei, alle Ruder Backbord. Feind von Granaten getroffen.
Reparaturtrupp, Schadenskontrolle beginnen!
Direkter Treffer.
Come on, that is a Yugumo. Okay. Actually, that might be a Kiyoshima looking at it. Poor guy.
Reparaturtrupps an die Schadenskontrolle! Geflutete Abteile auspumpen!
Not getting good hits in there. He's also behind cover, I'm never going to hit him again.
Ruder auf
Oh,
Null!
there was another guy over there.
Auf Null. Schwerer Kreuzer.
There's the Guetroin. Two of them. Interesting.
Ziel identifiziert!
Is that guy actually going to try fighting me still? Because if those Japanese guns can go over that island, mine can as well. Especially the 6-inch guns. There we go. It was a Kiyoshima.
Und Geschwindigkeitsverlust.
You could tell by all the anti-air it had.
Ei, Backbord
We
steuern.
had 2 enemy Guetroins and a London.
Motorrad, 2 Drittel!
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Wir wurden beschädigt.
We should probably focus the London, really.
Ziel identifiziert.
So that's the bigger threat.
Kreuzer.
200. 6.
I should load the AP again.
Launching an attack.
Ah,
Schwerer Kreuzer. 8000
Direkter Treffer.
the other threat, of course, from the London is the fact that it's a player ship. And German cruisers are very detonatable. Even the Spey. So I'm most likely not long for these seas.
Backbord. Ei, Steuerbord steuern. Feind von Granaten getroffen.
Preparing.
Alle Mann. Wir sind stärker.
Luckily British cruisers don't have much armor either. But yeah, there's 3 of them.
Vorderkraft voraus! Brandbekämpfung an die Schadenskontrolle! Rechte Abteilung unter Kontrolle bringen!
Wir wurden beschädigt.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory.
It's a mix. It's a bit. I don't know how to describe it really. It could be decent. It could be a decent 4-7 cruiser if only it didn't have to constantly fight, you know, Moffats. If it actually fought other 4-7 and 4-3 ships, it'd be fine.
Reparaturtrupp an die Schadenskontrolle! Geflutete Abteile aus! Reparaturtrupp an die Schadenskontrolle! Wasserdichtigkeit wiederherstellen!
I'm not the biggest fan of the two,
Reparaturtrupp! Schadenskontrolle beginnen!
I think, what is it shooting me? Heavy cruiser doing that to me. Probably an Aoba. Furutaka. Doing all 3 repairs at once. Bad form. But this London needs to die. And quick. London has been sunk. But I'm literally being engaged by 3 other cruisers. Including a Japanese heavy cruiser. And the destroyer. Okay, that's a Miyoko, isn't it? No, that's a Kako. Okay, makes sense.
Lass die Rettungsboote herunter! Und
Kako can be one okay, that's 120 mil.
Alle Mann von Bord!
Okay then, let's try that again and not get literally fired upon by 4 cruisers at once.
Leichter Kreuzer!
Oh, hello, right in front of me.
Kampfstation an! Feindgesichte!
And that 11-inch gun should go straight through it.
Ruder Backbord!
Yep, that guy's sinking.
Ruder auf Null!
And the Tiquetron is next. Yeah, but Ton is a 5.7. Of course it beat Kako and Degue.
Steuerbord. 11.000 Meter.
Should I actually load my high explosive against the Tiquetron? Yes, is the answer. It's 6 so yeah.
Backbord.
Aye, Backbord steuern.
It still baffles me that Miyoko's 5.7. Just doesn't make sense.
Ziel identifiziert. Schwerer Kreuzer.
We have a respawn de Guetrouin and the Kako.
Zerstörer.
Although I do want to actually find the smoke screen.
Ruder hart Backbord.
Preparing. Destroy the target.
Glorious. Oh boy. A glorious. Okay. That complicates things.
Schwerer
It
Kreuzer.
complicates things a lot.
280. 9000
What?
Meter.
Oh, there he is.
Schwerer Kreuzer. Steuerbord. 8.000 Meter.
And reload the AP again.
A little more effort. If Victor
No. Historically speaking, the Tone we have now is correct. In a later refit where Tone got all of those anti-aircraft guns, they got rid of its aircraft to fit those anti-aircraft guns.
Alles Backbord!
And that's the fit we have in game. Bit of a shame, because that is generally the most unique feature about the Tone is that lots of scout aircraft. It just is what it is.
Reparaturstationen.
And now I'm getting focused fire by those cruisers again.
Ziel identifiziert! Schwerer
And the bridge is out. Can't steer. Yes, but not an aircraft. That's the point.
Feind und Granaten getroffen. Reparaturstationen. Warum beschädigt? Das Schiff ist außer Kontrolle.
Also it doesn't help that me and my squad mate are the only 2 cruisers fighting in this battle, when the enemy has 4 of them. But game's over.
Zurückhalten! Waffen und Ausrüstung in den Lager!
Yeah, they could still add Chikuma with scout planes. I don't think it would be cool, Thomas, because if you would allow refits, then you have Kako and Furutaka. If they were to be the same ship. Would it have been fun though? I got the feeling we just both got one-shotted by the Glorious. Oh well, I'm not having good matches. I really need to get the sap just to deal with the lighter targets. But yeah. No clue. My first advice would be don't play games on a laptop because that's just no. But yeah, I don't know how you keep a laptop cooler. It would have been more fun than fighting them off with spam, although I would have preferred us to having 2 more cruisers to actually duke it out with their 4. Because getting shot at by 4 cruisers at once is not fun. How long? A long time. I don't see it happening this year. I genuinely don't see 16-inch happening this year. At this rate, at the rate we're going. Also, maybe at the end of the year, but like no sooner than winter. This should be a down tier as well, I think.
Schiff kampfbereit machen.
Should be. So low
Motoren,
DHE.
Höchstgeschwindigkeit.
And we're going to shoot us some destroyers.
Zerstörer.
120. 11.000 Meter.
Schwerer Kreuzer. Voraus. 12.000 Meter.
Kampfstationen. Feind gesichtet. Ruder, Backbord.
Ei, Backbord steuern. Zerstörer.
In general, I actually do not want to see any premium battleships at all for the time being. Because I still hold hope that if we were to see 7-3 as a battle rating, that'll be the only battle rating you can play where you will see no bots when it comes to blue water vessels. Other than maybe 3-7 and 3-3. But even then you'll run into Courage bots. So I really hope that if they introduce like the next rank or just the next bump in maximum battle rating, we will see no premium ships anywhere near it for a long time. Yeah, that will work as well, keeping some air underneath your laptop free.
9.000 Meter.
But I think in general, your laptop is just going to get pretty hot when doing it on when playing War Thunder on a laptop.
Feind von Granaten getroffen.
Zerstörer. Steuerbord. 9.000 Meter.
Feindliche Kränkung und Geschwindigkeitsverlust.
In general, I just really wish we just get a lot, move on with these battleships. Naval progression, like naval additions, are just too slow to roll out.
Beinahe Treffer.
Ruder, Hart,
Ruder, Hart, Steuerbord.
Ziel
I don't like how much broadside I have to give to just get all my guns firing. It's an enemy Tashkent.
Meter.
Ruder auf
The thing is, I'm definitely telling you, you do not want to see premium battleships. You just don't. Because what will happen is, okay, sure, you might buy yourself a premium battleship if it's one you like. But then you'll run into the bot battleships, and they're going to be a whole lot harder to kill. And a whole lot more deadlier as well if you're playing a cruiser. Like, the one kind of benefit about the fact that they're all in Hellenas is that Hellenas are relatively alright to deal with. Even in some of the, even in 5.3 and 5.7 cruisers.
Geschwindigkeitsverlust.
They're a pain, but they are killable. Now, could you imagine a premium battleship and if you're playing 5.3 or 5.7? Because I can guarantee you they're not going to be premium battleships at 7.0. They're going to be at 6.3 or 6.7.
Zerstörer. Steuerbord. 6.000 Meter.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Ruder, Steuerbord. Ziel identifiziert. Zerstörer.
I see torpedoes in the water up ahead, but just be careful.
6.000 Meter. Ziel zerstört.
Schadenskontrolle an den Stationen.
Why is my rear turret not on target? There we go. What destroyer is shooting me? It's that guy.
Ziel identifiziert.
A German destroyer.
7000 Meter! Feindgranaten getroffen!
I see torpedoes in the water. They might be aimed for me. Yeah. They use aimbots for their Helenas. They don't use the AI gunners. They haven't for months. Enemy heavy cruisers. I need to turn around and quick.
Reparaturtrupps an die Schadenskontrolle.
A
Geflutet.
Pola and a Prinz Eugen. Lovely.
Steuerbord! 5000 Meter.
Alles Steuerbord.
Ei, Ruder hart Steuerbord.
Direkter Treffer!
Ei, Ruder auf 0.
Feind getroffen!
I need to swap the AP again. And I need to start turning in.
Direkter Treffer!
Yeah, who wants to bet that we're going to lose this match?
Ziel identifiziert. Schwerer Kreuzer.
140! 8000 Meter!
Reparaturtrupps an die Schadenskontrolle. Geflutete Abteilausbruch.
And I have two Prinz Eugens
Schadenskontrolle. Rettete Abteile unter Kontrolle bringen.
and the Pola.
Ziel
Oh yeah, of course it's gonna be their squad, isn't it? No, it isn't. It is not the squad. Odd.
Reparaturtrupp. Schadenskontrolle beginnen.
Alle! Wir sind schwer beschädigt worden! Zerstörer!
I need to repair the main gun.
5000 Meter!
As that is the whole point of going bow in. Nope. My elevator's still broken. Now we can cancel repairs. And you need to stop the flooding.
Reparaturtrupps an die Schadenskontrolle. Geflutete Abteilausbruch. Ziel identifiziert. Schwerer Kreuzer.
Pfeiler! 140! 7000 Meter!
Reparaturtrupps an die Schadenskontrolle. Messerdichtigkeit.
Yeah, this is game over.
Ruder.
I am not gonna respawn. The one thing the Spey really is not good at is fighting multiple targets at once.
Kämpfe an die Schadenskontrolle.
And these past few matches I've been doing nothing but fighting multiple targets at once.
Identifiziert.
And I am not enjoying it. Oh look, bridge is out again. That'll extend my fire repair. And of course, because of fire repairs, I think it'll extend my bridge repair. Ish. And there we go, not enough free crew.
Feindliche Trennung und Geschwindigkeitsverlust! Reparaturkräfte!
Yeah, that's been enough. I'm not even gonna sit around. Actually, no, plane. Let's do plane. Let's not get too salty just yet. Although the low cloud cover does not help.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
I'll use the 500 on the... Yeah. Welcome to experiencing what I just experienced, chicken. Where you have an entire flank of cruisers and destroyers shooting you. And it will be one way. And Wilkinson seems to just be sitting there, so he'll eat a 500 kilo bomb. And survive it. I got my bomb away against Jürgen. Yep, come on. Can't even check it out anymore. But I did get it.
Zerstörer. Backbord. 4000 Meter.
Kampfstationen, Feind gesichtet. Ruder, Steuerbord.
Ei, Steuerbord steuern.
Ruder, Backbord.
Ei, Backbord steuern.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
Zerstörer. Steuerbord. 6000 Meter.
I am going to get shot dead by that Frank Knox, and I already know it. Although, it seems I'm in cover from it.
Schwerer Kreuzer. Voraus. 4000 Meter.
Or not. Either Wilkinson, of course, was still afloat, after having taken a 500 kilo bomb straight to the face. Yeah, that's it. I am not gonna waste their 20,000 assaults. You just get melted by this group. So lame. I will say Fiji is probably the one map you do not want to be in a spay, especially in this kind of matchmaking. In general, you just don't want to be in these kind of glass cannon type ships. Ships that have a very low rate of fire but very hard hitting guns. You don't want to be in those when dealing with zombies, these bots. Because what you want to do when you're fighting these zombies is to kill them as quickly as possible so that your bots can start focus firing their ships. But oh well. On to the next one, I guess. And the Horde, you said, was only 3 cruisers and a destroyer. Almost have the sap. Almost have the sap. You're still getting matches pretty quickly, though. Andaman Sea. I quite like Andaman Sea, but in a spay, not really. Yeah, I used to call them zombies because they were brain dead. They would go in a straight line and never hit anybody because they used their AI gunners. But since they now can actually pose a reasonably, real threat to you, I don't really call them zombies anymore.
Schiff kampfbereit machen.
At this point, I'd actually rather fight Helenas.
Ruder hart, Backbord.
At least then our team has Helenas as well. God damn it.
Zerstörer. Voraus. 12.000 Meter.
Okay, I'm going to get into cover as fast as possible, but that isn't getting helped by the fact that I got this far spawn. Enemy cruiser, Krasnikavkaz, a...
Ziel identifiziert.
Looks Italian, might actually be the Russian Kurch. And a Moffat.
1000 Meter. Reparaturstation.
Nope, there's something else as well. And that's the Moffat shooting me.
Zerstörer. Voraus. 11.000 Meter.
There you go.
Ziel identifiziert. Zerstörer.
Moffat is a prime target as it started shooting me first.
Ruder auf Null!
Ei, Ruder auf Null!
Range measurement is complete. I'm getting into cover as soon as possible.
Ei, Backbord steuern!
Lead indicator does seem accurate at least.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Feind von Granaten getroffen.
But I'm just not getting the ranging point. And there you go, showing broadside. That is indeed the Russian cruiser Courage, which is definitely not an Italian cruiser that for some reason sits at a lower battle rating than the Russian 3. Definitely not the case. It's very much a Russian cruiser.
5000 Meter.
I still need to actually know the explanation as to why that thing is a lower BR compared to the Italian ship. Of course now I'm shooting too low.
Wir wurden beschädigt.
Ruder auf Null.
Slow down.
Ein, Ruder auf 0.
Motoren anhalten.
We're ahead of the enemy.
It does also fire faster
Direkter Treffer.
compared to the Eugenio di Savoia.
Mercy.
That's what I thought. Ah, just on the secondaries. Still whack at its a lower battle rating though.
Direkter Treffer.
I think I also actually need to start equipping AP on the secondaries. So I need to unlock that soon. It's been a bit underwhelming.
Zerstörer. Voraus. 7000 Meter.
At a coastal capture all of the coastal points, so we don't have to worry about caps for the time being.
Feindliche Krängung und Geschwindigkeitsverlust.
Now I'm overshooting. And kill assist. Ah, Hatsuharu at least. I'll take that.
Ziel identifiziert. Zerstörer.
6-0.
I need to fire HE at destroyers, I keep forgetting. Oh, okay, that guy's already sinking.
Ziel identifiziert.
And does the Krasnikavkaz have more than 65mm of armor?
Wieder. Wir wurden beschädigt.
I somehow doubt it.
Thank you. Pressure on. Victory is close. Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Feind von Granaten getroffen.
And he's dead as well.
Zerstörer. Voraus. 4000
Now
Meter.
it's just a Courage.
Motoren Höchstgeschwindigkeit. Motoren anhalten. Ruder Steuerbord.
Hatsuhara is beelining towards Bravo, which is just fine. I find the Russian cruisers kind of bland, but then again I'm more of a fan of the Japanese ship design, the way they look, compared to the Russian stuff. To each their own.
Feind getroffen.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
I do, you know, with the update being kind of late to come out, I do still suspect there are some vehicles in there that we haven't seen on the dev server yet.
Zerstörer. Voraus.
So I am hoping for some more surprise ships. It should be a sinking cruiser, yep.
Reparaturtrupps an die Schadenskontrolle. Geflutete Abteile auspumpen.
Wir wurden beschädigt.
The enemy enemy has most of the strategic zones.
Ruder, Steuerbord!
Aye, Steuerbord, Steuerbord!
Feind getroffen! Beinahe Treffer!
Attack the C point.
Feind von Granaten getroffen!
What a weird timing to say attack the C point when we already have it.
Feind von Granaten getroffen!
Zerstörer! Backbord! 5000 Meter!
Feind getroffen!
HE against American destroyers might actually not be the wisest idea, because of their anti-frag.
Beinahe Treffer!
This, of course, if we can hit them to begin with.
Direkter Treffer! Feindliches Schiff brennt! Feind von Granaten getroffen!
Overall, probably Russia. Tashkent and Spokane are really strong. Also, I don't really remember their other destroyers all that well. But I do know Tashkent and Spokane being really good. Other than that, Germany has some. Germany has decent ones, but like above 4-3, they started to kind of fall off. Actually, even at 4-3, they're a bit rough.
Zerstörer! Backbord! 5000 Meter!
Ziel brennt!
The Japanese destroyers are fun. I still like playing them, but they're not good.
Alles Backbord!
They're anything but good.
Temperaturtrupp an die Schadenskontrolle! Geflutete Abteil ausbuchen!
I really need help with this destroyer.
Ruder auf Null!
Yep, well, let's see him say switch targets.
Feindliche Drängung!
And yeah, HE is not doing anything against the Russian stuff, the American stuff.
Backbord! 4000 Meter!
Wir wurden beschädigt!
Ziel identifiziert! Boot!
Heilung! 320! 4000 Meter!
Can we hit with the first salvo? Ooh, almost.
Beinahe Treffer!
We have another turret. And those look alright. The front one especially. Ooh, a bit short.
Zerstörer! Voraus! 4000 Meter!
That Hatsuharu is having a good game. If only I could have games like that in my Hatsuharu.
Ziel identifiziert. Boot.
300! 4000 Meter!
Attack the A point.
Yeah. Like, the other thing as well of Japanese HE, it's still a pretty good shell against destroyers, just not American destroyers. But of course, since all the zombies are sailing around in Moffats and Frank Knoxes,
Direkter Treffer!
yeah.
Direkter Treffer!
Aye, Ruder auf Null!
Take him down. Attacking.
I really like the Congo class battle cruisers. Very fun ships. Although they're kind of fragile, I never really noticed their fragility, but they are kind of fragile.
Direkter Treffer! Alarm!
especially compared to some other battleships at the BR. I'm still kind of holding my... Well, the thing is, I'm going to be playing Fuso a lot to get easy, that's for sure. Okay, our HMS Tobruk is probably going to get the...
Steuerbord! 5000 Meter.
Don't know why he's yelling that, but oh well. Also, what does a Tobruk have to fear about PT boats? With all those 40 mils? I'm surprised my 88s are not even looking at the vague direction of the 111. Nope. Is that one turning towards it? Yes, there they go. Where on earth was that aimed at? Hans, have you been at the schnapps again? Come on, aim those 88s and hit something. Ooh, yeah. The VT does wonders for anti-air, doesn't it? No more air?
Ziel identifiziert.
Year 2.
4-0. 8000 Meter.
Ruder Steuerbord.
I don't think the thing is, we actually already have a model for Yamashiro in the game files, and it's in the early refit before the Pagoda Mast. I still find it a bit of a shame we didn't get Ise in her second rebuild,
3000 Meter.
rather in her first instead.
Ruder Backbord.
Aye, Backbord steuern.
Motoren anhalten.
Come on, anti-air. But year 2 is climbing for his life. Remember, anything within 5 kilometers and then the anti-air becomes effective. And he's just about to get within 5 kilometers. Yeah, the hybrid. Like, even if she didn't have strike aircraft capabilities, just seeing that ship would be cool. Five. It's genuinely, as soon as they get within 5 on this thing, anti-air becomes effective. Then we'll hear it. Yeah, he has been VT'd by somebody else. I think that the Brook got him. Yep. At least our anti-air gunners got some practice in realistic battles. You don't really see that many aircraft anymore, with all the zombies running around. Ooh, that was actually pretty close to our Hatsuhara. That's for this. Yeah, that is for this love.
Ruder Steuerbord.
Aye, Steuerbord steuern.
The Omahas are pretty decent. They have a pretty bad reputation in World of Warships, but in Warzone they're alright. They're very tall targets and they can be knocked out decently easily if somebody with a decent amount of skill shoots at them. But the Omahas are perfectly fine cruisers in my opinion.
Mission erfüllt. Rückkehr zur Basis.
Yeah, I think they used to be pretty fragile in Warzone as well until but a while ago their engine modules actually became smaller, which made their engines a lot more difficult to knock out. There we go. Ooh. We got ourselves a badge. Nice. Let's just go for... let's go for another speed upgrade and then rudder. And I've got sap to deal with destroyers a bit better. And on to the next match. Already. New Zealand Cape. I like this map in cruisers. Genuinely do. It is a bad map for destroyers and coastal zone, in my opinion. But for cruisers and above, this is a good map. Or at least... Oh, hold on. Let me reduce my AP load. And go sap. And let's swap these two... No, not that. Let's swap these two around. There we go. And it is down here again. Good.
Alle Mann auf Gefechtsstation. Motoren, Höchstgeschwindigkeit.
So let's load this up.
Aye, Backbord steuern. Zerstörer. Voraus. 14.000 Meter.
Kampfstationen, Feind gesichtet.
It doesn't jive with me to use that word. I don't quite like the Panzerschiffe. It's just, when fighting zombies, a slow rate of fire is not what you want. Especially on something like a glass cannon-ish thing. Like, the Graspe is a glass cannon, but the cannon part of it isn't that powerful. Not really. Sure, it hits like an absolute truck, but it's... By the time it kills an enemy cruiser, a normal heavy cruiser would have sunk something as well.
Ziel identifiziert. Zerstörer.
6-0. 13.000 Meter.
I just speculative shot over there. And slowly creep closer towards Bravo. Well, not at the start. I'll do the spawn points. But yeah. I do you mean the Arado seaplane. Yeah, of course. Yeah, like on this map, definitely a situation where I just launch a seaplane at the start. Something's trying to shoot at me.
Feind getroffen.
Those were good hits. What is actually the payload on the subshell? 16 kilos, that is not bad at all. Yeah, I think the Hipper would definitely be a better pick, as it's a more standard heavy cruiser. But the Graspe is an interesting ship nonetheless.
12.000 Meter.
I also... Yeah,
Identifiziert.
Graspe has a coolness and uniqueness factor to it.
6-0. 11.000 Meter.
Oder Steuer.
Although I definitely think
Backbord steuern.
it doesn't really fit the current zombie meta going on. If it was normal play with still normal player numbers, Graspe would definitely be fine. But against the zombies, not really. Yeah.
Feindliche Krängung und Geschwindigkeitsverlust.
I think after playing the Graspe for 3 hours, I'm probably having to detox with the Japanese heavy cruisers. I don't know if I would get the Eugen. Although I don't see anything wrong you could do with it. Like,
Schwerer
all the 6.0 premium cruisers, you can't go wrong with them if you want to grind a tree. With maybe the one exception being Belfast, as Belfast is genuinely worse than her tech tree counterpart, like worse survivability. But Eugen should be fine, Mikumas should be fine, Helena is definitely fine. Zhelezhnikov should be fine. What did the Italians have? Pola? Also fine.
Feindliche Krängung und Geschwindigkeitsverlust.
And we don't actually know what's going to be the 6.0 cruiser for France, if they actually get any. I would definitely wait for a sale to come around though, if you're thinking of picking up one of those expensive premium cruisers.
Ziel identifiziert. Schwerer Kreuzer.
8-0. 8000 Meter.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
I'm gonna fire the sap at this Eugen to start with. Oop, we have a Pola. Okay, I'm getting a bit of a tough spot. I'm gonna load the AP for Pola. It's a destroyer lighting me up at the moment, so I'm not too worried. And we are going to start lighting up this Pola. There's way too much lead. And the bow of that ship is just empty.
Motoren, ein Drittel.
It's in a situation like this where I really want some AP for the secondaries instead of sap.
Wir wurden beschädigt.
He is indeed stopping. That is an AP salvo. You see, of all the British battleships they still have to add, whilst Warspite is really famous, and for good reasons, I think the King George V and the Nelson are way more interesting.
Steuerbord! 6000 Meter.
Ein von Granaten getroffen. Feind getroffen.
That rear turret just overshot by a country mile because it's not quite
Zerstörer!
on target.
5000 Meter.
Motoren anhalten.
Reach damage apparently. Let's try and fix it.
Feind von Granaten getroffen.
Pola is quite far away. But not that far. Why is my rear turret just not aiming properly?
Feindlichem Schiff gesichtet. Direkter Treffer.
Just a little more effort. Victory will surely be ours.
I think it's because of that 20 mil that is just getting above it for some reason.
Ruder auf Null.
Ei, Ruder auf Null. Direkter Treffer.
Yeah. But I find those two ships more interesting than the Warspite. Although I would love to get a Warspite as well, just because of how famous of a ship it is.
Ein vernichtet.
Okay, I got the Pola, that's nice.
Reparaturtrupp.
Now I have a
Schadenskontrolle. Gefühlt
Sendai
Teil auspumpen.
and a Prince Eugen to deal with.
Identifiziert. Leichter Kreuzer.
And I'd really like some help against Eugen. Oh yeah, he has to deal with this pizza.
4000 Meter.
Attack the enemy.
Alles Backbord.
That Eugen is dead, lovely.
Wir wurden beschädigt.
Sendai definitely needs sap instead of AP. No, that was a Prince Eugen. That was not a Spey, that was an Eugen.
Zerstörer. Steuerbord. Feindliche Krängung und Geschwindigkeitsverlust.
Let's repair some guns.
Stationen.
And no gun sign for that salvo, apparently.
Feind vernichtet.
Alles Steuerbord. Ziel identifiziert. Zerstörer.
6-0.
What do I have over here? Enemy Miyoko and an enemy Trento.
Kraft zurück. Ziel identifiziert. Schwerer Kreuzer.
140! 10.000 Meter!
Ruder auf 0.
Direkter Treffer!
I've got the Tashkent in front of me lighting me up.
Bei Ruder am Steuerbord!
But I'm gonna deal with Miyoko first.
Feind getroffen!
I've also the Miyoko has had some really bad crew compartment layouts, by the looks of it.
Reparaturtrupp! Schadenskontrolle!
But I don't think that should be reason enough to put it at 5-7. Although,
Wir wurden beschädigt! Feind von Granaten getroffen!
Tashkent to the shooting has been sunk, lovely.
Geschwindigkeitsverlust!
Yeah, I know. I've heard it several times as well and it annoys me as well.
Feind von Granaten getroffen!
Ruder, Steuerbord.
Ei, Steuerbord steuern!
Somebody attack him! Engaging the enemy!
Identifiziert. Schwerer Kreuzer.
140!
Reparaturtrupps an die Schadenskontrolle. Geflutete Abteile auspumpen. Reparaturtrupps. Schadenskontrolle beginnen.
Direkter Treffer!
Yeah. I do actually know a few German guys and one of them says that the voice lines are just don't sound German. Or just don't sound proper enough.
Beschädigt!
To my untrained ears it sounds fine enough, I guess. But I do know one guy that just doesn't like the sound of them.
Ziel
Ooh,
zerstört!
detonation.
Feindliche Drängung und Geschwindigkeitsverlust! Feind von
This has been a more fun game for me.
Excellent! A little more effort
But then again, that's what you get when you put a grav spear on a much more open map.
target.
Genuinely, I like New Zealand Cape, but only for cruisers and above. I had this map banned for the longest time when I was playing destroyers and PT boats, especially the higher tier ones. For heavy cruisers, this is a really good map.
Feind vernichtet. Kurs auf die Basis.
I think what would make this map better is shuffling out the respawn points a bit, so that the destroyers have a chance to spawn down south as well. I think that would make this map a bit better for destroyers. Ooh, another medal. Lovely. And let's keep her going for another 2 matches, I think. I should already be thinking... Ooh, we got New Zealand Cape again. Lovely. However, is this a down tier or an up tier? Those were destroyers the last time we ran into them, so this might be a down tier again.
Schiff kampfbereit machen. Motoren, Höchstgeschwindigkeit.
Zerstörer. Voraus. 14.000 Meter.
Down tier again, okay.
Kampfstationen, Feind gesichtet. Ruder, Backbord.
Ei, Backbord steuern.
Ziel identifiziert. Zerstörer.
6-0!
I'll tell you now, ship, like collision models of aircraft are very weird.
Ziel identifiziert. Zerstörer.
8-0! 13.000 Meter!
Although I will say I haven't actually tried landing a helicopter on ships with a helipad yet. Mainly because you don't really fly out helicopters that much. And mainly because you don't see that many custom battles with ships in them.
Ziel identifiziert. Zerstörer.
Mainly because most of the custom maps you see popular nowadays are just god awful for playing a ship in them.
Bruder, Steuerbord.
Ei, Steuerbord steuern.
And just clear the barrels of the AP, shall we? Yeah. I used to do quite a few custom battle events a while ago, just haven't gotten into the mood to start them back up again. After a while it gets kind of difficult to think of good events you can do with ships.
Direkter Treffer.
And also it's often a yeah. Actually those aren't 8-inch guns, are they? Chicken, they're like 7-inch guns. 180mm. Yeah, 7-inch guns. But they are pretty good guns. Those Russian 180s. I just find that the cut-off class cruiser is also kind of fragile. There we go.
Leichter Kreuzer. Voraus.
Yeah, unless you go bow in. It makes you a bit more tanky.
Feind vernichtet.
Ooh, a detonation on Tashkent, you don't see those too often.
Zerstörer.
8-0. 9000 Meter.
Zerstörer. Backbord. 11.000 Meter.
Let's wait for the lead indicator again. And fire. I wonder as well, but again, Gneisenau was actually... I don't know if you were around back then, Electric Thunder, or if you weren't, but like 2 summers ago, I want to say, there was this massive model leak, and Gneisenau was in there with her 11-inch guns. Enemy Courage? Oh no, that's how they Montecuccoli, is it?
Ziel identifiziert.
It
Leichter
isn't.
Kreuzer.
But still. I'm gonna shoot them because they're the player squad.
Motoren 2 Drittel.
Feind von Granaten.
And they threaten my existence.
Zerstörer. Voraus. 6.000 Meter.
Direkter Treffer.
Motoren anhalten.
Yeah. In general, I just want them to add more ships and faster. Oh, you know. I'll keep an eye on the kill feed chicken and see what the war crime is gonna be.
Feind von Granaten.
I think Roma has 15-inch gun?
Zerstörer.
Roma/Littorio, I think that's 15-inch. I'm not too sure. I know the Littorio is 15-inch. I'm not too sure about the Roma. Yeah, I think the Italians stuck with 15-inch as their biggest caliber, same as the Germans.
Feind von Granaten.
Identifiziert! Zerstörer!
Peilung! 6-0!
Also, I have come to appreciate the sap of these big guns. They're hitting cruisers like a truck. Should have gone for the sap much earlier.
Destroy the target.
That's a cruiser, okay.
Aye, Ruder hart backbord.
Ruder auf
There
Null.
goes another.
Aye, Ruder.
Okay, what do you need help with?
Sprengung und Geschwindigkeitsverlust!
Leichter Kreuzer.
Oh, that thing. Okay, Montecacholi.
Ziel identifiziert.
Reloading the guns.
Leichter Kreuzer.
1-0-0! 5000 Meter!
Let's try and ammo-rack that thing. Nope, just hit the empty bow.
Feind getroffen! Direkter Treffer! Runde Deling!
Somebody attack him!
Depends on what you want to use it for, but I would prefer the Key 67 if you're thinking about naval gas. It's a much faster medium bomber, and it can also carry an 800 kilo bomb. Also, G5 is a very big plane, quite slow, does carry more bombs. Also torpedoes in the water, chicken. In case you haven't noticed.
Zerstörer! Voraus! 5000 Meter!
I agree.
Ruder! Steuerbord!
Steuerwagen steuern!
God, the weird gun is acting up again.
Alle Steuerbord!
Aye, alle Ruder backbord!
Feind von Granaten getroffen!
Contact with the enemy.
Thing is, space is going to detonate if I'm not careful.
Rettete Abteilung unter Kontrolle bringen!
For some reason, I switched fire over my squad mate. I assume because I thought it was damaged enough.
Das Schiff ist außer Kontrolle! Alle Mann! Wir sind schwer beschädigt worden! Feind von Granaten getroffen!
Schadenskontrolle an den Stationen!
Feind getroffen!
Zerstörer! Hinter uns! 10.000 Meter!
Yeah, there's a bot. The girls have a bot.
Steuerung beschädigt! Das Schiff ist außer Kontrolle!
Ruder auf Null.
Aye.
Feindliche
Okay,
Kräfte!
that is gonna be a sinking ship.
Alle Mann! Wir sind schwer beschädigt worden!
Yep, he's just sinking rapidly, so I'm not too worried about it.
Leichter Kreuzer.
1-2-0! 6000 Meter!
Motoren.
Fine with that assist.
Feind getroffen! Direkter Treffer!
Angreifer! Backbord! 3000 Meter!
Alle Mann! Wir sind schwer beschädigt worden! Feind von
Come on.
Granaten getroffen!
Ruder! Backbord!
Aye, Backbord steuern!
I think I just heard my anti-aircraft guns opening up on something. Yep.
Ziel identifiziert.
It is a Biofontaine, not too worried. Not too worried about Biofontaine.
7000 Meter! Direkter Treffer! Feindliches Schiff brennt! Alle Mann! Wir sind schwer beschädigt worden!
World of Warship's a completely different beast to War Thunder. I haven't played World of Warships in a while because I just couldn't agree with the mechanics. Couldn't come to like it. there's this fast mover coming in as well, I saw. I need to start repairs. That's a Biofontaine, okay. Stop the turn to get guns on target. Aircraft down before we could get anywhere close. That ship is sinking.
Alles Backbord!
There we have a Centaur Zara.
Schwerer Kreuzer!
This is more like it.
Ruder auf Null!
I'll do the destroyer first. Because it's a British destroyer. Just get the ranging first.
Temperaturtropfen an die Schadenskontrolle! Geflutete Abteile auspumpen!
2 Zaras.
Ziel
Or Polos.
identifiziert! Schwerer Kreuzer!
Meinung! 6 Schuss! 9000 Meter! Direkter Treffer! Alle Mann! Wir sind schwer beschädigt worden!
Sure thing.
Ziel
Now
identifiziert!
Zara's actually...
Schwerer Kreuzer!
I'm not sure if my Sapple actually killed him. Or penned him.
1000 Meter!
But we can try, I guess.
Ruder Backbord!
Harry, Backbord steuern!
Slow down
Volle Kraft voraus!
and get the rear turret on target.
Getroffen! Wir sind schwer beschädigt worden! Direkter Treffer!
Yes, it is definitely German they're yelling it. I really love the reworked naval voice lines. They're not perfect, but they're very good.
Feindliche Kränkung und Geschwindigkeitsverlust!
And they're apparently doing something similar for tanks next update.
Kontrolle! Geflutete Abteile auspumpen!
Reparaturstation! Wir sind schwer beschädigt!
Reparaturtrupps an die Schadenskontrolle! Besser dich nicht
I've actually played a fair bit of World of Warships as well. I just... ever since Wartime Naval came out, I started playing it more and more. And I just can't get back into World of Warships. Especially with the way their spotting mechanics work.
Ruder, Steuerbord!
Feuerbahn steuern! Reparaturstation!
One more sap salve and I'm loading the AP.
Ruder, H, Backbord!
Feind von Granaten getroffen!
Zerstörer! Steuerbord! 2000 Meter!
I know what they're saying because it's fairly close to Dutch, language I speak.
Reparaturstation! Wir sind schwer
The thing is, if you know what the English voice lines are, you know what the other languages' voice lines are in certain situations. Especially if you speak the language a little bit. Like the one crew line I just cannot understand are the Italians and the Japanese.
Voraus! 10.000 Meter!
Because I don't even vaguely speak their language. Most of their callouts are stuff like
Reparaturstation! Wir sind schwer beschädigt!
like crew to repair stations were heavily damaged is what they just said. I don't speak Russian. Yeah, but I don't actually play Russian ships. I completely forgot about it. I don't speak Russian either, so I don't understand what they're saying either.
Getroffen!
But German, English, American, of course, French are the four I all understand. Every single call out they give.
Reparaturstationen! Wir sind schwer beschädigt!
The only thing I kind of know about the Japanese voice lines is what kind of ship they call out. Like I know the different words for like heavy cruiser, light cruiser, battleship, and destroyer. Those are like the only words I know. But like the bearing and the range, no clue.
Kreuzer!
I'm just charging in, not gonna repair, just to get to the gap. Because we are losing kind of.
Abteilung unter Kontrolle bringen!
Reparaturstation! Wir sind schwer beschädigt!
I don't think I actually have the good luck of being just able to survive until the cap.
Motoren! Anhalten!
I'd rather say that English is actually... The thing is, English is actually a very weird language. Which is a mixed match of everything. They have German, French, Anglo-Saxon, or whatever the hell that language would be. They've got a bit of everything mixed in there. It's more that English is like the love child of all those languages, rather than any other way around. Okay, we got C. I have shit tons of repairs to do myself,
Kontrolle beginnen!
but I'll try and get close to you.
Volle Kraft rückwärts!
Ooh, those might be juicy. Those might be juicy. It's too far forward and a bit too low.
Ruder auf Null!
I think by the time I get to chicken, I'm gonna sink, am I? Yep.
Motoren! Anhalten!
Reparaturstation! Schwer beschädigt!
So you're gonna have to fight off these Zaras on your own.
Sind verliert Auftrieb!
Lasst die Rettungsboote herunter! Runter vom Schiff! Alle Mann von Bord!
But that is a joke, because I have a backup spare. The thing is, their other Zara actually went to Bravo.
Voraus!
There he is.
1000 Meter!
And I kind of need to discourage him from capturing that point.
Feind gesichtet! Ziel identifiziert! Kreuzer!
Einer! 8-0! 8000 Meter!
Hi, Backbord steuern!
Ruder hart Steuerbord.
Hi, Ruder hart Steuerbord.
Ruder auf Null.
Hi, Ruder auf Null.
Like, I pretty much understand every single voice call out the German crew gives. Mainly because I just know what the voice lines are, and if I know part of it, I know the entire part of it. The entire voice line. SRs are very dangerous ships, especially against Spey.
Kontrolle an den Stationen! Ruder! Steuerbord!
Hi, Steuerbord steuern!
And SRs, for some reason, also very tough ships. I'm flooding like crazy, but I wanted ammo elevator back in the rear.
Überschwemmung!
70-second reload? Okay.
Kontrolle!
Anyways, let's stop the repairs.
Feind von Granaten getroffen!
Reparaturtrupps an die Schadenskontrolle! Wasserdichtigkeit wiederherstellen!
Schwerer Kreuzer! Voraus! 8000 Meter!
Not quite. I don't think... There are words that are incredibly similar. Phrases? Good luck.
Feind von Granaten getroffen!
Unless you mean stuff like sayings, or whatever they call in English. What do you call them?
Rot! 7000 Meter!
Wir wurden beschädigt!
The enemy has captured most of the strategic zones.
Ruder Backbord.
Hi, Backbord steuern!
Yes, those kind of phrases that I'm thinking of as well. Some of those might be similar, although a lot of them aren't. Spadaviera is not a threat, so I'm not going to shoot it. That Zara needs to sink first.
7000
Could
Meter!
actually hit it. Torpedo the Zara, nice.
Reparaturtrupps an die Schadenskontrolle! Geflutete Abteile auspumpen!
That is a valid strategy. Now I need help with this one. But he's of course nowhere near inside your line of sight, is he? Ouch! Okay, that hurt. That was my secondary ammo. That of course was my second spay. Damn it. What do I do next? Nuremberg, obviously.
Runter vom Schiff!
I don't actually know what their mileage would be. You know, they guzzle absolute quantities of fuel. The thing you have to take into consideration, though, when it comes to most wartime vehicles, is that they don't travel at full speed.
Feind gesichtet. Ziel identifiziert.
Like they'd have... of course. That was to be expected on a Nuremberg. It's not even like I showed that much broadside, did I? Well, the thing is, the Zard on B is almost dead. And there's nothing else at B. There's nothing on A either, except for this PT, but it apparently has a hatred for me. I'm not gonna come anywhere near that, because, yeah. That just... oh, it's an AI, of course, I have laser accuracy. And that's me out of vehicles, isn't it? Okay. Oh, I do have a fighter spawn. I'm going to use it because I'm just going to sit here. But yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, there is a Sparviero up. But I don't really like my odds against the Sparviero. And I don't think we have time to get to either of the gaps. Sparviero doesn't seem to be looking at me. The thing is, this gun is not gonna get anywhere near enough damage. I did get this bridge though. And I'll just put out a GG after I'm done strafing this thing. But yeah. There we go. Yeah, they had a 3-man squad, we had a 2-man squad. And those Italian cruisers are really good cruisers. But that was a good game. That's how games should be. If only there were more people. Discount on the M82 too, okay. Good chunk of SL, but I guess there was some part of it that I got from a order, wasn't there? I know, right? Imagine actually fighting competent players in varied ships. That makes you, have to pull out some knowledge. As in positioning your ship well, knowing how to place your shots well. Instead of just shooting the rear ammo rack of a Moffat over and over again. Anyways. AP shells on my secondaries next. And on we go again for probably the final match for tonight. As I do have to be up kind of early tomorrow again. But I should be free on Monday, so my Monday stream should be going as planned. With no interruptions. And New Zealand Cape again, for the 3rd time in a row now. Are we going to fight that squad again? No, thank God. I'm just gonna see if it's an up tier or a down tier. Down tier by the looks of it. Although there can always be Moffat spawns in 6.0, but I doubt it.
Schiff kampfbereit machen. Motoren, Höchstgeschwindigkeit.
Can't see anything because of smoke with the Krasny.
Zerstörer. Voraus. 9000 Meter.
Dunkirk.
Stationen, Feind gesichtet.
Dunkirk would be the perfect battleship for them to have at top tier at the moment. Especially since I do agree that the initial use would be a bit too much. But Dunkirk would be a very good fit. Because Dunkirk is basically a Richelieu. In turret, like, it has those 2 quad turrets in the front. But they're 330mm or 13 inches? I want to say. Is something like that, 13 inch? Yeah, they are. Yeah, those are 13-inch guns. And that would fit right in. That'd be perfect. It'd still be a very unique and interesting battleship.
12.000 Meter.
Alles Backbord.
Aye, Ruder hart Backbord.
It's a real shame we're actually not getting it with the French Navy for as far as we know.
Beschädigt.
Reparaturtrupp. Schadenskontrolle beginnen.
Zerstörer. Voraus. 13.000 Meter.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are actually really hoping for Dunkirk as well. Just because it would be an interesting ship.
Feind von Granaten
But
getroffen.
no. I guess. Yeah, probably to get some interest in a premium cruiser, right?
8.000 Meter.
Direkter Treffer. Feind getroffen.
Ziel identifiziert. Zerstörer.
Let's just yeet some shells in this direction. Yeah. I've said this before in other streams, but
Steuerbord Steuer.
I genuinely think that light aircraft carriers could be a thing without too much difficulty.
Beinahe Treffer.
Because they just carry much lower numbers of aircraft compared to fleet carriers.
10.000 Meter.
Ziel identifiziert. Zerstörer.
Achtung. 10.000 Meter.
Although it will still come with all the mechanics of having to actually control those air groups somehow. But yeah. I also just want just more naval things to be added because we've been stuck at this 7.0 stuff for a while now.
Ziel zerstört.
And I really just want them to get on with it.
Getroffen.
Although we are getting our first missile destroyer. So that's something, I guess. Yeah. Like, I don't even really care about how good they would be carriers. Like, if they would just make them borderline unplayable in random matches. But it'd be so much fun in customs. Or events. I do have a video about carriers and my thoughts on them. Well, it's kind of an old video, and man, I dove into a rabbit hole trying to look stuff up about them. But in my personal opinion, I don't want people to be in control of the aircraft for much. Especially like the squad thing now.
1000 Meter.
Like, I'm fine with people controlling individual aircraft, but I don't like the concept of what they did in World Warships, where you're like in control of the entire wing of aircraft, or they follow your lead. Don't like that. Because that just makes people play as aircraft instead of the aircraft carrier.
Ziel identifiziert.
Because believe me, it is difficult enough controlling an air wing rather than just flying those planes around.
9000 Meter.
Ruder hart, Steuerbord.
Aye, Ruder hart Steuerbord.
Feind von Granaten getroffen.
Aye, Ruder auf 0.
Attack the enemy! Engaging the enemy!
Okay.
Zerstörer.
Yeah. Same.
Steuerbord. 9000 Meter.
Wir wurden betätigt.
And submarines, especially in the context of realistic battles, would not be all that powerful. Although I do see them being kind of cheesy when playing the convoy mission. What is it, encounter?
Ziel
Ooh, we have some cruisers around.
Kreuzer.
I assume that's going to be Detroit, but that's not Arethusa. Yeah. The things... The I-400 is famous for launching strike aircraft. But there's a lot of big Japanese submarines that actually had recon aircraft as well.
8000 Meter.
Ruder Steuerbord.
Aye, Steuerbord steuern.
Like a surprising amount. I think there's even quite a few British submarines with recon aircraft. Yeah. We'll have to see what time will tell. But I really just wish they could get on with it. Their additions to naval just feel like they're going to snail space.
Feind von Granaten getroffen.
Reparaturtrupp! Schadenskontrolle bitte!
Like, I might be wrong here, but for most updates, isn't there like always a new system or a new weapon type or a new... some kind of gimmick added for either ground or air as well? Like this update, air is getting new weapon types. The high drag bombs. Ground is getting new voice lines and reworked missiles, which is also part of aircraft, I guess. And what is naval getting? A new tactics, I guess. But no new mecha... Although I shouldn't say that too quickly. Because there was some weird data mine stuff about like fire control system stuff for naval. So I'm not gonna say too quickly to do and get any new mechanics.
Ruder Steuerbord.
Aye, Steuerbord steuern.
Direkter Treffer. Direkter Treffer. Feindliche Drängung
I
und
keep hitting that Moffat's engines,
Allied forces
and I don't want to hit them again. There we go, Moffat's down.
Ziel identifiziert! Leichter Kreuzer!
Peilung 120 4000 Meter.
Alle
Yeah,
Backbord!
it really is.
Störer. Voraus.
But I will say that's mostly down to the zombies.
Ruder auf Null!
Aye, Ruder
Like, naval battles are a lot more intense if you're actually fighting players, as you might have been able to tell with the last few matches.
Ruder
Granaten getroffen! Feindliche Krängung und Geschwindigkeit.
I don't think you necessarily need more people. Because getting more people in now is not going to help anything. Especially if they have to start from zero, because have fun trying to grind out 4.3 and 4.7 destroyers and constantly fighting Moffats. And Frank Knoxes, you are not going to have a good time.
Steuerbord! 8000 Meter.
Feind von Granaten getroffen!
Like, it was a whole different thing when these bots were actually inaccurate, where they were just stupid and really easy to deal with. But now that they have become lethal, it's ugh, so much worse.
Zerstörer! Steuerbord! 3000 Meter.
Destroyer shooting me.
Feind vernichtet!
Motoren! Anhalten! Ruder! Hart! Backbord!
And that is the squad that's currently shooting me. That is not good.
Zerstörer!
Well, they are both on Moffats, I'm not that afraid of them.
Feind von Granaten getroffen! Beschädigt!
There goes my turret there.
Kontrolle an den Stationen!
Direkter Treffer! Brennt! Feinde Treffer! Feind getroffen!
Okay, he burned out.
6000 Meter.
For some reason that Moffat didn't have FP, I guess. No. Absolutely not. I despise the idea for carriers to have your aircraft follow you as a lead aircraft. I don't like it. Because again, then you're just playing a group of aircraft that happens to take off from an aircraft carrier. You're not playing an aircraft carrier.
Motoren, Höchstgeschwindigkeit.
Like, my general idea for a carrier would be for you make a certain strike group, you launch a strike group, and then you can control any which aircraft you want in the strike group. But that strike group is following orders you gave it when you sent it off the deck. And it's doing nothing else but following the orders you gave it.
Alles Steuerbord.
Hi, Ruder Hart, Steuerbord.
Ziel identifiziert. Bomber.
100! 2000 Meter! Alarm! Luftangriff!
Schwerer Kreuzer.
This isn't going to end well. Although strafing a heavy cruiser with 50 cals, that's a big bomb though. Those are very big bombs. Ouch.
Radbekämpfung an die Schadenskontrolle! Rette der Abteile unter
Yeah, again,
Kontrolle bringen!
the BR grasp is 5.7. Also, carriers functioning as mobile respawn and rearm points for other players, that's fine to me as well.
Reparaturtruppen!
But I don't like the idea of your aircraft from the carrier being like under your, like all of them being under your direct control when you launch them off.
Verdeckt.
I don't like the sound of that.
Backbord! 7000 Meter.
Because to me that's not playing a carrier, that's playing aircraft. That's a Hawkins, isn't it? Yep.
Reparaturtruppen an die Schadenskontrolle. Wasserdichtigkeit wiederherstellen.
Just keep it up, and victory will be ours.
Ruder auf Null.
Ei, Ruder auf 0.
Feind ist getroffen!
Ruder Steuerbord.
Ei, Steuerbord steuern.
I think I'm gonna swap around my SAP and AP loads for this ship.
Reparaturstation!
The SAP has definitely proven itself more useful.
Ruder Hart Steuerbord. Schadenskontrolle an den Stationen.
Feindliche Krängung und Geschwindigkeit!
And down goes the Hawkins.
Ziel zerstört!
Motoren, volle Kraft rückwärts.
Kritischer Schaden! Schadenstrupp zur Schadstelle!
That is probably what you think of as EC. Although EC is a bit... I think you can get into a battleship or a heavier ship way too quickly in EC. To really get the fullest out of it.
Reparaturstationen! Wir sind schwer beschädigt!
Feind getroffen!
Zurückhalten!
That was a fun match, even though it was a mostly zombie match. Yeah, this is just New Zealand Cape. Really good map for cruisers. Because you actually have the range and the... I don't know, I like New Zealand Cape for cruisers. The capture points are all nicely spread out. Spawn points are nicely spread out. Lots of good stuff. Now, next up will be Hydroplane, but I will not be playing anymore tonight. That was my last match, as it is 1 AM. But yeah. Thank you to Chicken for being a squad mate. Always useful. So, that was that for tonight. Monday I'll be back. I should be fine on Monday. I don't have anything planned yet. But I'll let you know in the usual way if I can't stream. And what will I do on Monday? I'll have to see, but probably more cruisers. Anyways, thank you all for watching. And I'll see you on Monday.